This is the femur. The femur, in considering the proximal end of the femur, we have the head. Of course, this articulates with the coxibone within the acetabulum. We have a neck region. We have a greater trochanter. This is a large projection just distal to the neck. And then, of course, the lesser trochanter is on this side. We then move distally, and this is a posterior view. We see the condyles here, representing the distal end. And at the distal end, we start with the lateral supracondylar ridge. If these are the condyles, supra means above or on top of, and lateral. So this is the ridge that is right here, the supracondylar ridge. It's going to run laterally. I know this is lateral because the head of the femur is pointed in the opposite direction, and it is right above the condyles, supracondylar ridge. Down at the very end, or the distal end of the bone, we have epicondyles and condyles. Let's start with the lateral epicondyle. So we are still in lateral position. This is the epicondyle, this little bulge right here that is lateral most. This is the lateral condyle. This is the medial condyle. And here is the medial epicondyle. The popliteal surface, remember popliteal refers to the back of the knee, and that is this region right here. So this is the back of the knee. Let's look at the patellar surface. If we flip this bone over so that it's facing anteriorly, the patella is situated right here. So this is the patellar surface. Let me look at the list and make sure I didn't miss anything, which I did. The shaft of any long bone is known as the diaphysis. And if we turn this over posteriorly, we see a line or a ridge, and this is referred to as the linea aspera. So let's go through these really quickly one more time. We'll start with the proximal end. We have the head, the big ball head. We have the neck. We have the greater trochanter, and down here the lesser trochanter. We have the linea aspera, this line that runs straight down, the diaphysis or shaft of the femur. The lateral supracondylar ridge is right here on the lateral surface, right above the condyles. We have the lateral epicondyle, the lateral condyle, the medial epicondyle, and the medial condyle. We have the popliteal surface, popliteal referring to the back of the knee, and then if we flip this over, we have the patellar surface, the region that articulates with the patella. The only other structure that I have failed to mention is the gluteal tuberosity. If we look back at the proximal end of the femur, remember, here's your neck, and here's the greater trochanter and the lesser trochanter. There is an area here which is the gluteal tuberosity. Part of the gluteal muscles articulate or attach here, and that is this little ridge, this little region, raised region. And that is the femur. Like any bone, we do have to differentiate between left and right, and all you need are two directions. We know that the head of the femur has to be medial because it articulates with the coxal bone. The other structure that I tend to note is the linea aspera, and that is posterior. So if this is medial and the linea aspera is posterior, that would make this a right femur.